Is that how Madonna does it? Is that Madonna? I'm rocking out to alternative music right now. Normally it's like disco or hairband rock, but I'm doing some alternative rock right now. Hey everybody. This band's called Group Love. Do you guys know this song? It's kind of fun. It reminds me of the soundtrack of Dumb and Dumber. But remember the Jim Carrey movie. I like alternative music that's fun. You know, it's kind of, you know, they have the chorus, sing along. This song I think is like a year old. Group Love, Tongue Tied, that's the name of the song. It's a catchy little son bitch. It's a catchy son bitch. What's going on? All right, a little chit chat, a little shindig. That's right, we don't do meetings around here. We don't do events. We don't do conferences. We do shindigs and we do Vogue. We do this. That's right, Madonna. I love that darn Madonna. I'm just getting into Madonna. Am I a little late for the party on that or what? I had no idea that her music was, and I don't mean the techno dance Madonna. I mean like the good 80s stuff where, you know, she did like killer ballads and, you know, from Borderline. You know, thanks to Borderline, I broke my favorite coffee cup of 27 years. I was telling my buddy Jeff and Val this last night. I mean, you know, I'm holding my coffee cup and I was like, Borderline. And when I sit down, I like to play drums, you know, just kind of move around. And then I have a nervous habit of just kind of like, you know, doing like double bass. You know, it looks like I'm Vinnie Paul of Pantera, just smacking the crap out of the drums and stuff. And Borderline was on. And you know the part of the song that goes, Borderline, dun 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 dun, feels like I'm going to lose my mind. Well, my leg was going dun 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 dun. And what I did is I put my favorite coffee cup on my leg, and my cup was doing the Borderline shuffle. And then I dropped the son bitch, and I broke it after 27 years. So I just can't listen to that Madonna while I drink coffee. She makes me want to freak the F out, even though I'm 35 years behind on Madonna hits. But she's badass, isn't she? All right, Corey Draper, what's going on? I'm live on my Facebook feed, so all my friends and my fam on Facebook, what's up? I'm just doing me some voguing, that's all. What are you guys up to? I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah. So if you guys don't know my background, born and raised in Santa Barbara, California, which is not affordable now. When my ass was born in the 60s, it was kind of affordable. But right now, if you want a 1,200 square foot house by the ocean, you better have $1.2 million. And if you want to know how big 1,200 square foot house is, it's about the size of maybe a 1 to 2 bedroom apartment. So when my dad in the 60s bought that house for probably $24,000, did you think like years later it'd be worth 1.5, 1.2 million? Nope. No one did. But right now, boy, I'll tell you what, man, if you want a shoebox for $1 million, move to Santa Barbara. South, you can live by that. She's pretty successful. You ever heard of Oprah? She doesn't even have like a last name, but I think it's is it Godfrey? Oprah Godfrey or is it Oprah Goodwin? You live in Santa Barbara, you can live by Rob Lowe. You can live by James Brolin. His son was my age. You know the guy that plays Thanos? Josh? He's my exact age. He was running around the streets of rock and roll with my dumb ass in the 70s. I should have been more of a better friend to him. Because you know what I could do if he was a good friend? He would probably go, hey, Corey, do you want to carry my stuff around like a little bitch? Because I'm Thanos. And I go, look, Josh, okay, where can I carry your bags? Thanos. So a lot of cool cats in Santa Barbara. Good to see everybody on planet Earth, though. I'm in Salt Lake City right now, and I love it here. I've lived in Vegas. I've lived in Los Angeles, did some film work down there. But you know what? I love where I live. Where do you guys live? I know a lot of my friends on Facebook are definitely in Salt Lake City and stuff, and hello to those. Hey, peeps, what's happening? But where else do you guys live? I love in the chat room when you guys go, I'm rocking in Singapore. I'm kicking some buns in Montana, bitch. but it's fun to see just where everybody is. That's what's so great about social media. You can hit planet Earth pretty much in the click of a button. I mean, that's what I do. I just kind of hit a button. I got Sammy Hagar. I got some cool tunes in the background, so I have a little bit of atmosphere. But I can't play it loud enough, otherwise they get pissed off on Facebook, that's for sure. But tonight what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about hamburgers, baby. Now, if you're a vegan, I'm sorry. I'm not. I love those cheeseburgers. I love the chickie. Those little chickens running around going, don't eat me. I'm like, look, I don't want to. And you're so cute and adorable. But I'm going to eat you. And I'm going to enjoy it with some barbecue sauce. And I might even put some Cholula sauce on your bones. But I love chickie. I love turkey. God, hamburgers I really like. And you know what's funny? I don't really eat a lot of steak. Do you guys? I mean, I want to, but I never even think about eating steak. I don't really go to steakhouses, from Sizzlers to, is it Carver's, Ruth Chris? That's the hardest one. Whenever I hear a radio ad for Ruth Chris Steakhouse, it's always on like Rush Limbaugh's and, whatever. I can't, but I remember hearing his show once, and it's like, come on down to Ruth Chris Steakhouse. And Chris, I can't even say Ruth Chris. That name's hard. It should be like Ruth Smith. That'd be a little easier. But I wanted to talk a little bit about what's kind of good, bad, and ugly. Yeah, let me put up my Facebook page here because I have to look at notes. I'm too dumb to go off memory. So if I put some notes up, I can kind of remember what the heck I'm talking about. But right now, when it comes to hamburgers, it seems like the top 5 are kind of nationwide. And I know that everyone has like their local favorite. If you live in LA, oh man, there's so many cities out there that probably have a little shop that's kick-ass by a mom and pop, or there's their seasoning. Now here, where I live in Salt Lake City, there's a place called the Cotton Bottom. And it's kind of fun because it's kind of by the mountains where you go up to Brighton Ski Resort. It's famous as hell. It's been around for 500 years. It used to be just like someone's personal home. But what they did is they owned the land next door, so they made it into a parking lot. There's tons of trees and just, it's cozy. So when you go riding your motorcycle all day, everyone's like, hey, let's just go get a garlic burger before or after. Or if it's wintertime, but they gutted the whole house out, made it like a really cool restaurant inside. Nothing fancy, but everybody knows when you say garlic burger in Salt Lake City, it's like a no-brainer. And I guess the ingredients is just make them juicy, make them insanely sloppy and good. Put like fries, whatever comes with it. They do have a liquor license, so you can get an ice cold Bud. Bud Light, please. Garlic burger. Oh, yeah. And they just put tons of garlic in the seasoning just on the beef alone. You don't need anything on it, like mustard, ketchup, mayo, pickles. There's a lot of crazy stuff that you put on hamburgers to taste pretty good. But here in Salt Lake City, and if my friends are watching, I think the Cotton Bottom is the most famous. So that's the local bad boy place here in Salt Lake City. So where do you guys live? Do you guys have like one of those shops or one of those burger shops, that's just too good to be true? You'll go out of your way 50 miles just to buy 2 of them. And that's the Cotton Bottom, man. There's a little plug, high five. I don't know how many calories and sodium milligrams I've had at that place the last 35 years. But if I have a heart attack, it'll probably say, well, he had a lot of sodium. Thanks to the Cotton Bottom. So, all right, I'm going to switch my screen a little bit here. And I'm going to go on this survey. Oh, hold on. I got to click my screen here. All right, let's see. I got the wrong screen shared. Let me go back to my other screen here. Let's see. Let's stop the share. I'm going to flip over to a picture of a cheeseburger. God, you're going to like this picture too. If you guys are watching right now, what's going on? Okay, let's see if my screen will switch. Takes just a little bit, but did it flip over? I think it is, isn't it? Let me just check one more time. I hate when I can't tell if it's can you guys see my Facebook page? Can you guys see that big juicy hamburger? It's like isn't it a cheeseburger actually? But let me make sure. Let me stop and let me click it one more time because I keep thinking I screw up here. All right, there we go. Okay, now Five Guys. I went there the other day with my best pal Val. That's funny. It kind of rhymes. Hey, Val, if you're watching this, by the way. And Five Guys, I went there the other day, and you know what? I wasn't really hungry, and I didn't really care. But she bought. Oh my God! I remember what we were doing now. We we uh, we watch Bachelor in Paradise, so we're a part of Bachelor Nation. Now it is over. I got rid of my granny, my what is it, my dress. I got my man card back, but I gotta admit, when Bachelor in Paradise is on for like those 2 months, every Monday night, I go to my pal Val's. We sit in the living room and we watch Bachelor in Paradise. Now it's over now, so now I have to get a life, and that kind of sucks. But I had a chance to get a Five Guys, and I never really been there, and I didn't really care. I just thought, well, it's just kind of thrown together. Now I kind of regret it. I think I should have had one, because right now, if you're looking at my screen, here's the top 7 on a national vote. Thousands and thousands of people said, what's your favorite burgers? And it couldn't really be like Billy Bob's in Montana. It had to be somewhat of a known name that's probably at least nationwide here in America. But is Five Guys, do you guys agree with that? Because that came in at number 1. And that's pretty impressive, because by far the biggest burger place that came here to Utah a handful of years ago is In-N-Out Burger. And believe it or not, I mean, I'm a burger guy, but I've only been there once, maybe, or twice. I remember my buddy Johnny and we were swimming or doing something, and we went to In-N-Out Burger after, and it was good. I mean, it's just crazy sloppy cheese, and I think the best part about burgers is if they're kind of juicy and salty, and they're fattening. Nobody listening right now, don't think we're talking about nutrition and what we should be eating, because no matter what, you've got to go crazy once in a while and have that chocolate shake, or maybe you got to have those fries with tons of salt, or maybe, in Utah, it's called fry sauce. Most people know what ketchup is, right? You guys know what mayo is? Just mix it together, make it kind of flavory, like Thousand Island dressing kind of even, but you dip your fries in fry sauce. I never heard of fry sauce till I moved here to Utah from Santa Barbara, but I think we all have some ketchup or mayo. Just mix it together and try it out. And then you can put other spices and seasoning in it and stuff. But I think everybody likes fry sauce. And I know I like salt, and I'm just going to be brutally honest. I'm not going to say that I watch my calories and salt intake all day. And I really do, like over 24 hours, I try not to overdo it, because I know what I eat every 24 hours. I think we all do. But man, if you just go batshit crazy, I think I now got to go to Five Guys. I had a chance the other day, and I just walked in, and I didn't care. But Val knew. I wish she would have said, no, you got to try this place. But I just didn't give a rat's butt. So now, maybe later tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to have to accidentally go by this place. But look at that. If you can see my screen right now, is that what Five Guys looks like? Because you know how sometimes the picture always looks like way better than, than what it is. Look at a picture of a Big Mac, or like a quarter pounder with cheese on Google right now. Just look at what they look like from McDonald's, marketing marketing department. And then by the time you open up a Big Mac, or and I love those little dollar cheeseburgers. I know they're not the best, but if you're hungry and you have $3, isn't it funny how we know McDonald's ain't that great, but we still go. They do what, 5 billion a year, and it's not by accident. We don't accidentally go in there. We're like, you know what, it's good enough. Here's $3. Give me 3 cheeseburgers. And then you go out there, and then you feel like, well, yeah, but I did get a Diet Mountain Dew. I did have a Diet Coke. So if I have 3 cheeseburgers, I am watching my weight. I'm watching it go up. No one said you're watching it go down. As long as you watch your weight, that's cool. Then have those cheeseburgers, have that Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke, and just enjoy, man. So, all right. Now, In-N-Out Burger, I guess it was pretty good. I mean, I don't know if I go out of my way to go there, but I did like it. I have been there once or twice. And then Smash Burger, I saw those, I think, in Las Vegas. I lived there for 9 years. Smash Burger, I don't even know if we have one in Salt Lake City, but is Smash Burger good? And then I've heard of Culver's. Isn't that where you actually walk in and sit down? It's not like a fast food, right? It's like, it's a restaurant, but they're nationwide. And I remember seeing them around the country driving and stuff, but I've actually, I don't think I've ever been to a Culver's. Steak and Shake, I did see them driving around, but they don't have these. I don't think they have them in Salt Lake City. Maybe I'm wrong. If my friends in Salt Lake are watching, like, put their address, but that's a badass name. I think it's just so simple and it's ingenious. Here we have a place called Iceberg. they're known for their shakes, just like the Cotton Bottom is known for garlic burgers. For milkshakes, they're so, you can't drink them from a straw. They're those great big thick ones, way before even Wendy's came out with their Frosty. But most shakes, you had to kind of stir them a little bit. You could, drink them from a straw. And then it got kind of popular to make them so thick you actually needed a spoon. That's what I prefer. If I drink one out of a shake, I drink them so fast. I'm such a chocolate maniac that if I can drink a shake out of a straw, I know the shake's gone in 3 minutes. So at least with Frosty, you feel like you need a shovel. And then with Iceberg, man, they're so big and giant. I mean, if you want to get fat and have a lot of calories, you go get yourself an Iceberg shake. But I love the name Steak and Shake. I wish I had the rights to that, because it's going to be successful. It's like, hey, what does that place sell? Well, I think steaks and shakes, probably hamburgers, call me crazy, but that's a badass name. Just like the Piggly Wiggly. That's by far my favorite name of all stores that I've seen around the country. It's like, let's go down to the Piggly Wiggly. Let's go pick up how about some duct tape? Because we got some romance, Lulu. So I'm going to go down to the Piggly Wiggly and pick up some duct tape. And then when we get home, we're going to make some love. So that's kind of my impression of the Piggly Wiggly. Is you go down and you buy yourself some duct tape, because you might have yourself a pretty little lady that you need to tie up later and tickle her pretty feet. So, okay, Red Robin. Red Robin's a big chain. If I remember right, I went there with JT and his lovely mom. Hello, Sandy and JT, by the way. And that was pretty fun. It's decorated kind of like, a parlor, and there's colors everywhere and crazy menu. But I think that's the last time I had fries, if I remember right. But yeah, Red Robin, I can't remember if I've ever had a hamburger from there. And then Sonic is like on par with like Wendy's, McDonald's, Taco Bell, right? It's more fast food. And that's the one where you can drive up, which I love. I think driving up in your car, then a pretty girl comes out and takes your order and goes back. I mean, that's kind of, I remember A&W root beer growing up in Santa Barbara. My Aunt Alta would take me there and just kind of, we'd order root beer floats, really. I can't remember having one piece of food from A&W. And I think A&W started in Santa Barbara, I was told. But I think Sonic kind of keeps that going, because I know in Salt Lake City, if you drive by, you can drive up. And it's not that you're lazy. Sometimes it's just fun to kind of sit in your car, crank music, text or talk on the phone while you're eating. And then what's awesome is, like, if you're not paying attention, it's great when you spill and you have to go back to work or you can't go home. So there's nothing better than like eating fries or trying to eat a bite of a big cheeseburger and the whole thing spills on your lap, or you have 7 splatters all over yourself when you're sitting there in your car. And you might even have a brand new one with a leather interior. So how cool is it when you spill all your food over your leather, on your leather? That's always fun. But Sonic, I don't know. I mean, are they really that good? Because this was a big national poll, and Howard Stern was talking about it today. That's why I kind of wanted to go online and just say, that looks pretty good. If you're looking at my screen right now, is that bakey? That looks like some bacon, doesn't it? And the cheese, I think that's half the fun. Because the meat's pretty good. It's probably real juicy and salty how we like it. But this looks a lot like an In-N-Out burger. So I'm wondering if Five Guys has kind of a similar taste, because I've never been there. But at In-N-Out, their fries, I think, need salt and ketchup. Wouldn't you agree? Because I remember having some fries at In-N-Out, and I remember they were just kind of bland. But if that's what you like, more of the potato taste, I think that's the trick with In-N-Out. Because I know their trick is like, we don't freeze all of our stuff for a half year and then thaw it out every morning to serve you guys. If I remember right, I think the trick to In-N-Out is, when they order their beef, and they sell so much, I'm sure there's trucks almost every morning just delivering, patties or whatnot. But it looks like when you go to In-N-Out, they got like 15 employees back there just kicking ass, making only hamburgers, cheeseburgers, fries, and then serving drinks. So, man, that place is badass. But I'm so, I haven't had dinner yet. I usually eat way, way, way later. But gosh, when I heard the survey today on Howard's show, and then I go, Five Guys, I remember going there with my buddy the other day and not even like ordering, because I'd never been there and I thought maybe the food sucked. So I didn't even care about even ordering. But now here it is, Five Guys, In-N-Out, Smash, Culver's, Steak, and Red Robin. And then just looking at people's, like double, like Lisa's my buddy. Isn't she, like bless her heart. Look at Lisa. And Lisa, if you're watching this live, I'm going to use you as an example, because I know that In-N-Out, They have like code names and secret names, like double trickster with a back end flabaga. And I'm like, what's that? Oh, they do 3 patties, and then in between they do mayo, 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 and then they'll pick grilled pickles. I mean, you know, In-N-Out is like a secret society of burgers, isn't it? But I'm going to use Lisa as an example because obviously it says she loves In-N-Out, but a double animal style. That sounds almost like something fun to do when you have duct tape from the Piggly Wiggly, doesn't it? So, yeah, if a pretty girl wants to go and do some animal style with some duct tape, God, I'm probably into that. So, all right, let's see. Culver's, yeah, Rhonda. Then let's see, Robert, like Whataburger. Whataburger, I think I do remember that name in Las Vegas. I just don't remember them here in Salt Lake City. But yeah, everybody, yeah, Culver's, everyone pretty much agrees. And then we have a Crown Burger here. It's like Greek owned. The Greeks really have a great menu here in Salt Lake City. Crown Burger. I mean, everything they have is really good. So that's more of a local, you know, a local statewide Utah thing. But that is good too, Mason. I definitely agree. I love Crown Burger as well. And like I said, if you're watching this, you're probably gaining weight just as you look at that cheeseburger. Because, you know, no one says, you know, the cheeseburgers are really healthy at Crown Burger. They're delicious. They have low sodium and the water is delicious. We don't think that way. Even if we're on a diet or we're big bodybuilders or whatever, we do have to accidentally go to a burger joint. You got to just go, you know what? I'm going to secretly order this. I'm going to eat it. And then I'm going to get back to my normal diet. So anyway, I love it, man. I just saw, like I said, Howard was talking about, you know, funny polls today or the lovely Robin. She was doing some fun stuff. So I thought, God, what is Five Guys really that good? You know, so I'm almost wanting to go now. Like here in Salt Lake, it's only 6 o'clock at night. Hey, everybody over in Asian countries, and I know in England, you guys better be in bed, except you maniacs that stay up late like I love to do. All right, well, anyway, and I just, you know, Redbox, I love Redbox. And, you know, just every week, you know, they send me emails for deals. Do you guys get the same thing where they basically say, hey, if you rent one, you get half off. And then when you rent like a couple, you get free. And I know they're only $1 something. I think in Utah it's about $1.75 when you rent from there, which is like a kick-ass deal. Because even if the movie sucks, you know, if it's only $1 or $2, that's awesome. But in the day when Blockbuster thought they'd be around forever, I mean, I remember movies back then were like $3, $4, $5, and if you were late by 4 minutes, they just penalized you, bitch slapped you, and made you feel awful. Where you wanted to go back in and just break all their DVDs and go, you little, or scratch them, you know. Yeah, Blockbuster. I think there's one left in the world, and it's probably just open for fun. But boy, I'll tell you, Netflix. Do you remember when Netflix came out? It wasn't where you could just click a button or stream some of the baddest shows ever made, like you know, like Walking Dead, or all their original programming is awesome. I love Santa Clarita Diet with Drew Barrymore, and he's one of my favorite actors, and I can't remember his name. Oh, he's in Wildwood or Westwood or Deadwood. He's in that movie, The Girl Next Door, where she's a porn star, and the young kid next door falls in love with her. And then he plays the porn producer that's funny in the convertible badass. You know, I think it was a GTO. But I cannot remember his name. But Netflix, if you remember, they started out where you would just rent from them, and then they would send you like a disc in the mail in a day or two, and you could watch it. And I think, God, you know, you could keep that thing a long time for a really cheap rate. And then if it was late, you know, the late fee wasn't that bad. And then obviously if you just kept it, they would just charge your account like probably $20, which, you know, DVD movies always seem to be like 10 to 15 to 20. You know, if you go to Walmart or who knows where you buy DVDs now, but you know, Netflix, God, I had deja vu. Like Netflix was totally different. Same with Amazon. You remember when Amazon was just books? You go there and go, God, I wonder if there's some used books or new books for sale. And now the guy that created it, was it Bezos? He's worth what, 165 billion? He's got he's got $6,000 million more than even the great Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. But wow, you know, who knew the future of Netflix or like even Uber? And, you know, I had no idea Amazon would be so addicting. You just go there to buy even paper towels. You don't even care. You just want to order stuff just so it comes every day. It's kind of like Christmas. Like, oh, great, my paper towels are coming. Okay, did the spatula come too? Okay, great. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and buy some Kleenex and a Lego kit. All right, well, if you're looking at my screen, hopefully you guys can see Shaft yesterday, Anna, Child's Play. Which one of these do you think is the best? Because right now, Shaft, I'm going to see no matter what. I have to see Samuel Jackson movies, whatever it is. I don't care how old or how new. I don't care if they suck. Is it Black Snake Moan? That show I just love. I love obviously Pulp Fiction. Even in Star Wars, it's fun just to see him in there. Just you know, even if it's only for 6 minutes during the whole movie. But I think no matter what, I want to see Shaft. And if it sucks, it has 1 star. I don't care. I just want to see him say MF. I'll try not to say the F word, but when he starts getting pissed off, he says the MF word better than anyone. It's almost like a song. Like if your favorite band is like Guns N' Roses, my favorite guy that says the F word is Samuel Jackson. The guy is just too cool, man. And I hope he does another 500 movies because I'll watch every one of them. The one that I really want to see, to be honest, is this Yesterday. And it's where like a young kid, he has a sucky band. He can't get his songwriting or band together. And I guess he goes to sleep and he wakes up and only he knows all the Beatles songs. And the whole world has not even heard of the Beatles. And obviously it sounds like, he writes the movie Yesterday and probably I Want to Hold Your Hand. And, the Beatles have 500 #1 hits, but I love these types of movies. And I can't remember the actors that are in these movies, but I love them. They're so fun. So I think Yesterday for $1. I've been wanting to see it for like 6 months when it first came out. Child's Play, I think I want to see that. That's the reboot, right? It's like the new version of Chucky. And X-Men, I did see that. I thought it was okay. X-Men's all right. It's not the best that Marvel movie ever made, but it's worth watching once. But I think you'll agree. It's like, it's okay. You're not going to watch it 100 times like Endgame or Ragnarok, but John Wick movies, I think they're all good. If you like Keanu Reeves just walking around silently, kind of in a cool business suit with longish hair, kicking ass, and shooting. There's literally about 7,000 shootings and 5 billion bullets per movie. But I like John Wick movies. I think he's just as cool as 007. He's just kind of cool like that. So John Wick, I think if they make 10 of them, I think as long as Keanu wants to make John Wick movies, it's money in the bank. I can't wait to see him in that new Bill and Ted's Part 3, right? It's like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Bill and Ted's, I forgot the second one. Remember they made 2 of them? And I think, I just read even Wild Stallions and the original sidekick of Keanu is in the movie, which is awesome for him because Keanu went on to be the biggest, he's still one of the biggest stars. But I always remember him in Bill and Ted's is like, excellent. And then they go like this, and then the movie would do like a guitar riff. I mean, there's Wayne's World, there's Bill and Ted's. In my age group, Cheech and Chong, just like Laurel and Hardy, Jerry Lee Lewis and Dean Martin, Bob Hope and Bing Crosby. But I can't wait. I hope it's good. I hope the writing is good and whoever's producing it. But Part 3 is risky because, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, they were like, 19? They're like high schoolers, basically. And I know Keanu's my age. So, a bunch of 50-year-olds walking around going, dude, like, excellent. And I talk that way still, even when I'm not on camera. So I'm going to for sure, like, totally, like, gag me with a spoon. But, like, for sure, bro, I'm going to totally dig Bill and Ted's Excellent whatever Part 3. Here, I'll do 3 like they do in Germany. Here in America, they go 3 like this. But if you do 3 in Germany, they do it like this. It's actually easier. It's less stress on these cords right here on your hand. So if you're older, you feel your hands kind of going, oh my God, am I getting older? I can't even like squeeze boobies anymore without going, God, honey. I know I just went down to the Piggly Wiggly and I got me some duct tape, but I don't know if I can tie you up like I used to. Because look, my hands, I can't even do this anymore. I have to do number 3 like this. I can't do this. So, all right. Well, and then Anna, do you see this one here? She's like a blonde, hot girl. I think she's like a model or something, but then she's like the most wicked, badass assassin. And of course, I'm going to be like, God, I want to see this too. So between work and trying to sleep and then work, you always want to go, God, I just want to take an hour and a half and I want to watch something on Redbox and just, drink something stupid like this super grape energy drink, no calories, no sugar. Thank you. I know they're still bad for you, and I don't care. So is a cheeseburger. So is walking across the street while eating a veggie burger after doing aerobics all day. That's right. when you cross the street, you can't get ran over by a Tesla electronic car while you're saving the planet. Also, I had a friend ask me about this. I'm a big fan of that stuff called hot chocky. You guys like hot chocolate? Because here in Utah, it's starting to get cold at night. I had to wear one of those light ponchos like Jeff Spicoli the other day, and it sucks because I like to wear tank tops and sleeveless shirts. And, you know, and I know you guys that are living like Florida and California, Arizona, and Vegas, your guys' summer lasts a lot longer than us here a mile up like Denver. I'm in Salt Lake City, by the way, if you guys are just tuning in. But right now, I want to show you something pretty cool. You guys want to see something cool? This is cinnamon flavored hot chocolate. There is sugar in this because, believe it or not, I really do try to go as sugar-free as possible all day. I had a good buddy of mine said, look, if you're not going to work out or exercise or kind of do aerobics and stuff, just try to lean yourself off as much as possible off sugar. So I've always been trying to do that the best of my ability as I sit here and watch a lot of sugar in this little cup or this little can. Try this, you guys, because that darn hot chocolate is just awesome. But if you put cinnamon in it, wow. I never had this until a year ago, but give that a shot. All right, there you go. Because I was going to go take a picture of it and send it to my friend. It's easier if I just go like this. Wait, can you see the label? I'm on my webcam right now. Normally I'm on my cell phone where I can move around and walk around my studio here, but I'm kind of fixed. I'm kind of neutered right now. I'm sitting here listening to Kid Rock in the background while talking to you fine folks. So, all right. Well, anyway, what are you guys up to tonight? Guess who's in concert tonight? Do you guys want to see? You want to see something that's pretty funny? Here, check this out. Let me go to my radio. I'm going to plug my radio station, purerockradio.com. All right. You guys go to that website, and I'm going to click the event tab. Let's see. Did I hit it right? Is my screen switching? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Can you guys see who's in concert tonight as I sit here September 24th? All I want to do when I wake up in the morning is see your thighs. Rosanna. That's right. I spent the rains down in Africa. Hold the line. Oh my God, can you believe it? Look at that, Toto. They're still together. I remember hearing Toto in the 70s, man. In the 80s, they were pretty cool. If you guys are young little bucks out there listening to me, you guys don't realize Toto pretty much dominated pop radio. It's like pop music and kind of rock. You know, it's not like, you know, Kiss or Pantera, but it was really popular in the 80s to cross over. It's kind of like popular music. That's what pop music is. It's popular music, but they could be more dance-ish, rhythm and bluesish, or a little bit of rock and roll. And that's what Toto, because Toto had kind of straight up rock songs. And then in the 80s, a lot of keyboards came into effect. And everybody tried the keyboard thing. And sometimes some bands used the keyboards too much. It made them so poppy. It took their rock flair, kind of took away their mojo and their thing. All of our things fell off. And then we had to pretend we didn't like some of these pop songs. You know, like everybody talk about pop music. Remember that? I forgot the name of the band that sang that, but I used to totally not like that song. And now, you know, if you have like a Jack FM station or those 80s or the new wave stations, here we got a killer station called The End on, 103.1. But all of a sudden you hear ding, 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 ding. Talk about pop music. Talk about pop music. You know, was it Shooby Dooby Doo Wop? I can't remember the lyrics to that, but I just remember you could always crank and say Shooby Dooby Doo Wop. I want to entertain it. Wappa Labba Doo Bop. Infostrate it. I can't remember what it is. Or is it menstruate it? It's something crazy. But God darn it, that pop music, wasn't that fun? It's still fun now. I can admit it now. But back, man, when I was trying to live that rock and roll lifestyle in the 70s and 80s and 90s, I don't know if I could, being a grown-ass man with my Ramones t-shirt, go, God, did you hear that song, Pop Music? That was delightful. And did you hear the new Kaja Goo Goo? Oh my God. So yeah, you got to watch it. That's what this band here, Toto, was. Toto, you can see my screen, they were one of those guilty pleasures where you're like, God, you know, those are great pop songs, but you couldn't go in your car and crank Africa. If you were a rocker and you had a Ramones t-shirt on, and if you got caught listening to Africa, or was it Rosanna? Was it? Do you guys know that one even bigger? You know, that's probably their most well-known all-around song. But Rosanna, Rosanna, you know, and the keyboard player, if I remember right, he was in love with the famous actress Rosanna Arquette, and that the whole song is written about Roseanne, you know, Rosanna, you know, more appropriately, and she's still acting her ass off. I mean, isn't that cool? You got a bubblegum pop song that talks about how great you are, and then you don't even give it up or marry him or give him a kiss on the cheek publicly. She's just like, she's embarrassed. She's like, look, I dated you. You're boring. I like more wild guys, you know, that are kind of freaky. And being in Toto, I don't know how crazy those guys got, you know, call me crazy. But when you're singing Africa and Rosanna, yeah, I don't know how crazy you can get with those wild actresses. It's like, hold on, honey, I'm going to take my clothes off. We're going to make love. Do you want to hear Africa? Or do you want to hear like maybe Hold the Line? You know, because in the background, I got Ted Nugent right now rocking to Cat Scratch Fever. Like, this is stuff that you could really get crazy. Here, listen, I can only play it lightly or Facebook will get. Now, you remember Ted back then? Hair down to his ass, running naked like in Tarzan outfits, like singing about Wang, Dang, Sweet, Poon. What was that delicious drink that the astronauts, was it Tang? That was some pretty good stuff. You could definitely go to the Piggly Wiggly, pick up some duct tape, and crank Ted Nugent when you got home. But I don't know, man. Honey, I'm home from the Piggly Wiggly. You mind putting on that box set of Toto? Man, if you could put on Hold the Line and that, man, I just love to hear that Africa song. The one redone by that Weezer band. Let's make some love. And boy, I'll tell you what, let's try to wrap it up during the Roseanne, because that Rosanna song, damn, Rosanna. All I want to do when I wake up in the morning is see your thighs. Rosanna. Well, if you love that band, they're here in Salt Lake City tonight, and they're at a nice place, actually. The Eccles Theater is badass. It's fairly new. The Eccles family are they're billionaires with a B. And yeah, it's awesome. You can actually even dress up for this show. Like, I don't really dress up anywhere I go, but this is the type of show where, you know, it's kind of a rock pop show, but you can wear a tuxedo because the place is so damn nice. So you guys have fun. Then you can see all the concerts tomorrow night. It's insane. Look at that. Angels and Airwaves is basically Blink 182 broken up. They're at the Union Event Center. It's a cool place. Greta Van Fleet just played there and some other big bands. But tomorrow night outside, it's starting to get cold. So right now, like USANA Amphitheater, all the outdoor shows, which are really awesome in Salt Lake City, they're mostly shutting down for the winter. This is one of the last shows, but Breaking Benjamin, Chevelle, 3 Days Grace, Dorothy, all 5 bands are like active rock, which is more newer rock. That's a new term if you guys are wondering. If you're in radio, you guys kind of know this, but it's not classic rock. It's not really heavy metal. It's considered active rock. Like Avenged Sevenfold is active rock. So in 25 years, it's going to go, God, do you remember that active rock band, Avenged Sevenfold? Do you remember that active rock band, Ghost or Slipknot? It's where you're old farts like me, but you put on masks like Ghost. You know, those guys are 74 years old, but when they put those masks on, it looks good, doesn't it? Slipknot, isn't Corey from Iowa? I think he's my age. I think he's 75. I turn 75 tomorrow. I think Corey is like, you know, my name's Corey too, but yeah, we're all like, we were born in the 40s. You know, Elvis was our favorite, but what we do is we put masks. I wear glasses and I wear a hat. See, like this, if I look down, you can't really see me. But, you know, if you're an active rock band, you put a shitload of makeup on, you get a t-shirt that looks cool with logos, then you go out there and you heavy metal out, man. So active rock, it's in the town tomorrow. But Breaking Benjamin, obviously, I love Chevelle. 3 Days Grace, and Dorothy's a newer up-and-coming active rock band. They're all 4 just kick ass. So tomorrow night, you guys are going to have a blast. So, all right, well, that'll be tomorrow. Okay, if you're looking at my screen, are you guys like familiar with Steel Panther? Because they just sent me a brand new video and they just uploaded it to this thing called YouTube. But you guys should look into this thing called YouTube. I think it's going to go places. So I need to do a toast to YouTube, because I had a friend call me the other day and they said, hey, Corey, besides you needing a haircut, you should check out this new website called YouTube. And I'm like, oh, really? Like YouTube, like Tube Snake Boogie from ZZ? What tube? Like a light, like a tube light, you know, what is it? And they go to YouTube. It's basically a website where everything is free. You just kind of type in something and you watch it. This YouTube one day will destroy VH1, MTV, almost every CD cell and cassette cell in, well, on planet Earth. But this YouTube is going to go places, trust me. So I did. I went to this thing called YouTube. And I went, holy shit, that's the place to go when you really want to waste a lot of time. You know you should be working, but you're on YouTube. You know you should be working, doing something, taking action, and kicking ass. You should be doing your yard work because winter's coming. You should be exercising. You should be like probably going to your kid's football game. But you go to this YouTube, and before you know it, you're watching Andy Gibb live in Chile. I've done it. I watched the whole 45-minute concert. And I think I had a deposition. I think I was doing court at noon, but I couldn't miss Andy Gibb's delightful concert live in Chile. So I was late to court, and I lost the court case. Yes, I'm lying. I'd even be a horrible brain surgeon. I'd probably have brain surgery at 8 in the morning, but I'd be late because this darn website called YouTube would be distracting. So check this new video out. If you guys know Steel Panther, their background, most of the band used to be, you know Rob Halford of Judas Priest? Do you remember when he went solo for a while in a band called Fight? Well, Fight is basically the Steel Panther guys, the musicians and all that stuff, except for the singer, Ralph. And they were great. I think Little Crazy was probably their most FM, played video. And you guys can look it up. Fight was excellent. Rob Halford, he's the guy that, yes, he can sing the alphabet. One of the best heavy metal singers, period. Ronnie James Dio, Rob, I think Sebastian Bach. There's some others that I love. I love the singer of Nazareth. Most people don't realize Nazareth, boy, that guy just had the best voice. I love him. But Fight was an amazing band. And when they broke up, they got together, and Ralph had a band. I met Ralph, the lead singer of Steel Panther, way back. I think he had a band called Jones Street. But anyway, moved to LA and did some stuff. And, then Phil Lewis of LA Guns kept getting in a fight with Tracy, and they'd break up and get back together. They're as bad as Rat and Quiet Riot now. There's these bands that are just holding on. They're just holding on. They'll do whatever it takes to hold on to make a couple bucks, and God bless them. But I remember this guy, Ralph Saenz, I can't remember, but I remember LA Guns, the record label, sent me this CD, and I'm like, because Phil's voice is so unique of LA Guns. It's kind of crazy. It's raspy. It almost sounds out of tune, but it is perfect. I mean, I love LA Guns. But when I got this new version, I can't remember the name of it, but I liked it. I go, you know what? If I pretend it's not LA Guns, this is a badass album. Just don't call them LA Guns without Phil singing. And it was Ralph. Ralph was the lead singer of LA Guns for an album. And I think you guys will dig it. Go to YouTube. It's new. youtube.com. Yeah, com. Yeah, youtube.com. Check it out. And man, it's great music. I think you guys will agree if you just like heavy metal and hair band. So anyway, they formed a band eventually, a smart-ass band called Metal School. But they got involved, if I remember right, in a contract. And it kind of sucked. Kind of like how Prince hated Warner Brothers, so he changed his name from Prince to The Sign. John Cougar, Cinderella, John Fogerty, all these guys, they have famous stories of where they wrote some of the biggest songs of all time, but they didn't own them. And they didn't make all the billions that you guys think they did off the songwriting or the publishing of it. And they got really bummed out about that. And then eventually, they can hopefully buy the rights to their songs back. The latest catastrophe, and I don't believe it, is Taylor Swift. Big Machine Records. I think his name's Scooter Braun. Isn't he the guy? They took a risk. They got this pretty tall girl that's pretty badass writing and producing songs, and her name was Taylor Swift. I think her real name is Maggie Horowitz or something. But anyway, Taylor, that's a pretty cool name. And Swift, man, nothing's faster than that, huh? But yeah, Taylor, I mean, obviously she writes her songs and sings them, performs them, and she tours her ass off. So, man, I bet her music's generated 500 million plus easily by now. But her record label, who took the risk with her, they owned her songs. And in the beginning, if you want to sign a contract that says you got a record deal, you got to remember that a record label back in the day, it's nothing more than like Wells Fargo Bank. They're going to loan you some money or pay people to write, produce, maybe redo your hair, your makeup. A lot of my friends that were in bands that went on to do some successful endeavors for like 5, 10 years, they didn't even have places to live. They had like 1 or 2 bedroom apartments, and there was like 6 guys living in there. So the record labels would believe in them and say, look, we're going to get you guys apartments. We're going to pay your bills. You're going to get on a bus, and we're going to do the best you can to make you tour around America, see if you can do this, do that, and hopefully sell some darn CDs and t-shirts so we can get our money back. So a record label, you know, and it's a very prestigious thing, I think, for a lot of musicians. It's like, oh my God, we got a record deal. But they have to pay that back. And the bad part, and I know this firsthand experience because I've ran about 4 different FM stations over the last 30 years. When you're a program director, like I was, the record labels call you and say, hey, look, we got this new band. We have this new song. Let's just see if you like it. And if you like it and you just play it, that's kind of cool. But a lot of times back in the day, and one of the last songs to make reference of this horrific thing called pay to play, it's like kind of like paying a pretty girl to like you for 26 minutes, if you know what I mean. Or maybe a handsome guy, because there is American gigolos out there too. I tried to be one, but I only made like 14 bucks. And then I got tired. I was the worst gigolo ever. After I made 14 bucks, I was tired, and then I went and spent it at the Piggly Wiggly buying duct tape. But yeah, the record labels, you know, they hire record guys to take you out to dinners and do all this fun stuff. And all that money that goes towards promotion comes out of what you owe, the band owes the record label. And a lot of bands out there, they sold 1 million albums, and that didn't even break them even because their 4 videos cost $150,000 a piece. The record label loaned the band $250,000 so that each member could have, like, let's say $50,000 to pay for rent, cell phone, this, maybe some kids they had. So I can't tell you how many friends that have sold 1 million albums, which is really cool. You got platinum albums on your wall, and you don't even have any money because the band, you know, the record label they had to get their money back, that's just, you know, it's kind of a fair deal. And I know some of the band members get really mad that they got screwed, but all you can do is the best you can to kind of see where the money went. Were you so focused on touring that you kind of lost track of where the money was going? Did you have a manager that bought cars? And because, boy, Elvis got screwed by Colonel Tom Parker. Billy Joel got effed by his own relative. Dane Cook, the famous comedian. But boy, if you type up famous artists that got screwed by management, man, it's amazing. And you feel bad for these people. All they can do is just hit the streets of rock and roll again and play in clubs. And, you know, even Snoop Dogg, who's just awesome, he's playing at the Depot here. I just got word today. Snoop Dogg, one of the greatest, famous, you know, he can go in movies, he can do football, he produces adult movies, and his rapping, I don't know rap really well in hip hop, but Snoop Dogg is like, he's like Charlie Sheen. He can smoke weed. He's got the coolest voice ever. But even he is playing the Depot when he comes to Salt Lake City. It's not USANA. It's not the Vivint Event Center. It's like, wow, Snoop down at the Depot. It's a great place. People will have a great time there. Tickets are going to be god-awful expensive. So if you guys are watching my video and you're in Salt Lake City and you love Snoopy, you better go get your tickets now because scalpers, they ain't giving you no deal day of show. They're going to double the price. But anyway, getting back to Steel Panther, I have their brand new video. I can only play like 10 seconds of it at a time. It's very potty mouth. The name of it is called F Everybody. I can't really say it right now because I'm a family-oriented guy, as you can tell. But this video is batshit crazy. What keeps Steel Panther fun? They're all my age. They're keeping that hairband spandex, Motley Crue meets David Lee Roth into Spinal Tap, all in a nice juicy bun, and I love it. I'm so glad they keep the fun. Just like everybody probably watched The Dirt with Motley Crue on Netflix. Didn't it debut like 6 months ago? But it really was a fun 10 years. If you're lucky enough to get into music from 1980 to 1989, those 9-10 years are really hard to beat, from country to pop to new wave. Plus, when you guys are older, it's always good. Like even my friends that are 60 and 70, they said, no, the 70s were better than the 80s. And then there's a guy that says, no, the 50s were way more exciting than the 60s. So, if you're my age, we're always going to brag about how cool the 80s were. And the 70s, too, were pretty damn cool. I love both decades. I love the 90s, too. There's a lot of great music in the 90s, but you never hear about that yet. 90s is more like pop music, like Madonna goes into like, eventually Bieber's and Ariana Grande's, or maybe Theory of a Dead Man meets Blink 182. But if you guys are like 30 now, in 10 years, you're going to start going, God, I'll tell you, the 90s, that was the best. And then if you guys are 25 right now, in 20 years, you're going to be like me going, I'll tell you, the 2000s, 2000 to 2010 is probably the best music that was ever produced on planet Earth. And most people, they're not even going to know who Led Zeppelin and the Beatles are. You just kind of like saw a T-shirt at Hot Topic at the mall going, God, is that Elvis? Oh, yeah, he's like 100 years ago. Oh, Led Zeppelin? Oh, yeah, I saw that on YouTube. God, it was landing in New Jersey and it caught fire on camera. God, that Led Zeppelin blimp. Oh, my God. So I know how music goes. I can reminisce all day. I love the old days. I love the new days. I like today. Today is a pretty damn good day. But I just want to split my screen right now. I want to just promote Steel Panther because I admire what they do. They bring new listeners or new fans back to like 80s. They keep the spandex. They make fun of their age. Their songs are amazing, except the lyrics are so dirty that I can't even really play them on my YouTube channel here without blushing. And I say lots of dirty words, but that's their little niche, is really funny, dirty, crazy songs. But their songwriting ability is mind-blowing. If they ever put out edited versions of these songs, they're catchy enough where if I started programming FM radio stations again, I would totally play Steel Panther songs because people love that sing-along, get to the chorus, don't bore us. All the successful bands of all time, they knew that theory. And I think Bon Jovi is the one that kind of coined that better than anybody. And that's where you got to have that sing-along hook, man. Just get to something sweet where people can yell and scream. So anyway, let me just show you little samples of the new Steel Panther. And like I said, I can't play it very loud. Otherwise, the software of Facebook they mute my video and they just ruin the whole music experience. But let me split my screen again. Let me click a button and see if I remember how to share my screen. Okay, let's go to screen number 2 and see if you guys will. Okay, can you guys see it says Steel Panther right here? I don't want to say what the name of the song is, but it's pretty bad. Okay, here we go. And like I said, I got to play it kind of low, but watch the video. It's pretty funny. And I'll play it just loud enough where you can barely hear it. Okay, here we go. Okay, now I got to turn it down. The best I can tell is if I play a song 10 seconds and turn it low for a minute and talk, it gets that Shazam software confused. Okay, now I'll turn it up again. Here's the brand new debut of Steel Panther. Their new album actually comes out in 2 days. Okay, let's turn it down again and talk Shazam software. Got to confuse it a little bit. It's a good video. I mean, you can tell it's on a budget, but it's fun. This is as crazy as the Cars videos in the 80s or... Now you can tell this is a remake of Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond sang this around 69. Remember Cracklin' Rosie and all those great songs that he sang back in the day? Red Red Wine before UB40. Yeah, this is a Neil Diamond tune that came out around 1969, 1970. But here's the new version of it by Steel Panther. Enjoy. Here's 10 more seconds of it. That's the chorus right there. That's where Neil Diamond, he's just a nice, if you guys ever see like the jazz singer, or, he was just a cat from New York and he went out to sunny California and he just couldn't make it work. And this is a song that he wrote. after he failed as a musician songwriter until he got a gig with the Monkees. And I'm not being funny right now. He did. He was a songwriter for the legendary Monkees, the TV show guys. Yeah, Mickey Dolenz. Now look, here's the lead singer. Here's Satchel. His real name is Russ Parrish. He was the guitarist of the band Fight with Rob Halford. He's an excellent musician. I mean, not only just a great guy. If you knew how old he was, you'd be impressed. But he has kept himself in shape, and he's got the sexiest spandex in rock and roll. He's funny. Check it. He cracks me up, man. His name is Sexy Lexi. And then the drummer's name is Styx Inya. Ralph is the lead singer right there. Oh, that's a drummer. But I suggest if you're in Las Vegas, check them out. They play regularly in Los Angeles, and they play in Vegas all the time. But you guys will have a fun time. But obviously, they swear a lot. So if you're offended by bad words, you might not want to see the old Steel Panther dudes. And there's nothing like a Miata. Do you see that? See, like normally, like Jay-Z videos, they'll have like what a Maybach or a Mercedes. I love Steel Panther because they make a Miata cool. I'd rather hang with these cats than some bullshit, like flying your helicopter on your yacht. So anyway, yeah, give me some hairband metal, man. That's a good time. I love those guys. So anyway, there's the latest from Steel Panther, and their new video their new album, I think it hits the streets on the 26th. So you got a day or two. You guys will see it all over YouTube, and obviously if you guys are gonna buy it, they'd appreciate it. But the way it is now, most bands realize that once it's on YouTube, you can't do nothing about it. So normally what they do is they just post all the videos and stuff. That way you can see some advertising and promote the band's appearances and all that. So it's definitely a YouTube world, isn't it? The days of Headbangers Ball with Ricky kicking ass and VH1 doing pop video. I would kill to have pop video. Do you remember that? They play like just a fun video, and they would have like these little bubbles of information. Like there'd be a hot girl, and it'd go like, "This is Vince Neil's real life wife." And then the next video would be like, "See this cameraman here? He actually accidentally dropped the camera right now." And then here you're watching the video, and all of a sudden you see a camera explode in the background where you wouldn't even notice. But pop video, I would kill to have that back again. But like I said, YouTube and Amazons and Walmarts, they're the only outlet really for music anymore. And to come up with money for a video, it's kind of like out of your own pocket. Steel Panther does good. They have a good paycheck coming in because they play in Vegas a lot, LA. Then in the summertime they'll tour. And then when Judas Priest hits the touring circuit, Rob is still good friends with the band because they were in his fight, in his band Fight. So it's cool. You'll actually get to see Steel Panther sometimes opening up for Judas Priest, which is pretty damn cool. You got fun spandex doing remakes of F Everybody by Neil Diamond. And then Rob Halford comes out and just kills you with Hell Bent for Leather. So, all right. Well, anyway, I just wanted to warm up my microphones and my cameras and stuff. I'm going to do some shindig. I'm going to do some business here in just a minute. And I'll tell you what, if you guys are going to Toto, I'm going to go ahead and search all my Facebook feeds because I know sooner or later someone might accidentally take their cell phone in and kind of like, I got caught at Jay Leno. Chris Cheney, Chris, if you see me, my friend Chris goes, "Hey, I got front and center to Jay Leno. Do you want to go?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, I just, I'd love to see Eccles Theater and laugh my butt off with Jay." And so what do? I'm holding my phone. I just wanted to record Jay a little bit, just doing like maybe 5 minutes of something. And I don't know if Jay would care or not, but his jokes and the way that he's been a comedian for 40, 50 years. I mean, we all know who Jay is, and I didn't think he'd care as much. But so what I did is I put my phone on my chest like this so that my light or nothing would show. And then I hold it like this. And I had a bright red shirt on in 100% dark environment. And this is a classy place, the Eccles Theater. Well, what I did is, when you start filming secretly, you're just kind of holding your phone like this, covering it. No one can see it. It's dark as hell. Well, what I started doing is I got lazy and tired, and I was holding my phone away from my chest about 2 inches. Well, my screen came on, which looks a lot like this, a flashlight. So here I am, front and center, bright red shirt on. You can ask my buddy Chris sitting next to me. And I'm thinking I'm so cool, secretly just getting a couple minutes of this, and I can go on Facebook and go, hey, live at Jay, this is awesome. Well, I noticed Jay keeps staring at me. He'd even go over like to the stage over here and he'd look at me, and I just, for some reason, I just looked down to see if I'm even holding my phone, and I'm like, oh my God. I held my phone 2 inches from my chest. This bright, giant screen is shining a bright red aura, and it's like obvious what I'm doing. So I'm sorry for filming. I'm glad they didn't embarrass me and throw me out, or Jay could have stopped the show and go, hey, look, dummy, I know what you're doing. Just don't do it. This is private, private stand-up shit. I don't want the world to know what I'm doing. But I couldn't help it. So if you're at Toto tonight, I understand if you can't go live on Facebook, like if you're at the fair, like Foreigner the other night, or maybe you're rocking at a rock club, so it's a little hard to hold your phone up and go, man, here comes Rosanna, here comes Africa, here's Hold the Line. If you do, just remember, turn your screen off, and don't be a dummy like I did and leave my screen on, because when you hold it like this, your screen shuts off because it thinks it's on your face. So if you secretly record, there's my tip of the day. Turn your damn screen off, and then you can go, just pretend you're like not filming like this. All I want to do is wake up in the morning. And, there's a lot of ways to secretly film, isn't there? Well, do it properly, because, man, I'd love to see how that old Toto's doing tonight at the Eccles Theater. And I know it's going to be almost impossible to film because that place is it's just so beautiful. And I don't think one person is going to be able to film Toto for more than 60 seconds. I would risk it, though. If I was going tonight, you're damn right. I'd love to have just Toto just doing at least 5 minutes of something. So, all right. Well, anyway, it's almost 7 o'clock. I got some biz to do in about 7 minutes. And I only need 1 minute to prepare. I wing everything I do anyway. Hold on a minute. Yeah, I'll be okay. Okay, I'll be right there. Okay, that was Josh Brolin. I wasn't kidding about growing up with him in Santa Barbara. I do work for him, and I am his bitch. He just called me, and yeah, I got to go pick up his laundry for him. So, all right, you kids have a good time. Cheers. If you guys want sugar-free and no calories, and you love grape juice, I recommend this new product called Rockstar. It's pure zero, and it's wild grape. And I'll tell you what, I think you guys will dig it. And I don't get any money for this. These are $1.50 if you buy them 2 for 1. It's $3 for 2. That's what I recommend. Okay, good night, folks. Have a great evening.